or welcome back to my channel. If you already subscribed to my channel, if you're not subscribed, subscribe now and like this video at the end. This video is just pretty much just going to be an update of what's going on with my whole surrogacy journey. If you're new to my channel, I'm a gestational surrogate. I'm currently 38 weeks and 2 days. I had an appointment yesterday. Yesterday, because yesterday was Thursday. I have my appointments weekly every Thursday now. And pretty much my OB, she checked to see if I was dilating. I was only 1 centimeter dilated. She did kind of, you know, in a sense, she said she felt the baby and she feels like I'm not gonna go into my due date, which is the 16th of this month of September. So she did say that she feels like the baby could possibly come early. So my next appointment that she's gonna be checking me will be the 14th of this month. And from there, you know, they're gonna see, how far more dilated I am, and see from there, how the baby is doing. But I still have weekly ultrasounds, and they check weekly to see if, they're catching any contractions that I'm not feeling. Because 3 days ago, I did, in a sense, kind of have contractions. It only lasted 5 minutes, so it was nothing too, where I felt like I needed to go to the hospital or anything. So it didn't last that long, but the pain was sharp and the contractions were far apart. But I just think it's just baby preparing itself for labor. I recently got in contact with my IPs. Finally, they finally reached back, letting me know that they don't need breast milk. And what else did they not need? I think that was it. Yeah, that, because I recently asked them in my last video, I was discussing that, letting you guys know that was planning on buying a breast pump, even though if they needed me to pump breast milk or not, just due to the fact that I was pregnant before. When you have lots of milk built in there, your breast gets super hard and swollen, and it's just good to release it anyways. So that's good to know now that I know that they don't need the breast milk for the baby. But like I said, I'm still gonna be using that breast pump because I know I'm gonna need it. Because my boobs are already big, and then with them even getting even more bigger and all that milk just built in there. Oof. But today's the 4th, so my IP should actually be flying into Vegas tomorrow. But I'm not gonna be visiting or anything, because he does need to be 14-day quarantine. So he is gonna be I'm pretty sure just at his hotel for 14 days until he's able to come out or so. I'm not sure how the whole quarantine thing works, but just for my safety, just because I'm pregnant and I know he's coming from Germany and he's been traveling, he couldn't fly directly from Germany to come here. He had to be quarantined somewhere else and be there 14 days. And then he's actually in New York right now, because I know he said he'll be in New York on the 4th, which is today, and then tomorrow he'll be here. So I'm just with him traveling a lot and me being at home, safe, I just don't want to put myself into a situation where I don't need to put myself in. So, I am gonna let him know if he did want to meet up or something, that I am not willing to do that right now. But so far with this pregnancy, it's been good. In the beginning, when I first started this journey, I was just so nauseous, where it was just to the point where I couldn't really be as consistent with these videos how I wanted to be with this journey, just because I was just so nauseous, throwing up all the time, and just being even more lazy because I felt like I couldn't do things because I was nauseous. But I was only nauseous for at least a good 3 months in the beginning of the pregnancy, and then now I'm just fine. Yes, my smells are more enhanced. I feel like a lot of pregnant people, our smells are more enhanced during our pregnancy, but it's nothing to the point where it makes me nauseous. But I do smell things, more strong than I would if I wasn't pregnant. I'm super excited to finally have this baby. I'm oh, hurry up. I'm just counting the days at this point, because I'm just with this whole COVID-19 thing, it's stopping a lot of things from happening. And I felt like I've gotten lazy because I haven't worked since March, since the COVID-19 started. So it brought me to the point, because I already had a business that I started last year before this whole COVID-19 thing, but I wasn't as serious about it, just due to the fact that I did have a full-time job, that I was working 9 to 10 hours a day, constantly on my feet, ripping and running. But, you know, since March, it got me, you know, focusing more on my business. I sell eyelashes, just pretty much just different kind of beauty items. But the main thing that I would say is I sell eyelashes. So right now I have on some eyelashes that I sell in the style Period. But you know, with this whole COVID-19 thing, it's just like stopping me from doing a lot of things, and even more that I'm pregnant, because, you know, I don't want to be out too much just due to the safety of me and the baby, because I feel like, you know, kids, older people, and pregnant people can, you know, catch it probably more. But, you know, this whole journey has been, you know, amazing, you know, even though it wasn't the experience that, you know, I hoped for. Like I said in, like, you know, my previous videos, I wanted a better relationship with my IPs, as in like communicating more and, you know, just being a little bit more closer. I have watched other girls in their videos of how they always talk to their IPs, and, you know, they just feel like that connection. I just don't feel like that at all with this whole surrogacy thing. So a lot of people have asked me if I plan on doing this again. I tell them, I'm not gonna say like, no, I don't plan on doing this again. But at the same time, I'm just like, no, like not anytime soon, where I'm just like planning like, okay, in the next 6 months or a year from whatever, because I know there's a time period that I have to wait after having a baby that I can reapply. But I don't see myself waiting like that time period just to do this again in a rush. Like I'm not that much in a hurry to want to do this again. Like, it was a good experience, even though it was an experience that I hoped for. It just wasn't, you know, it's not something that I plan on doing. You know, it's, you know, I'm not saying it's not that fun being pregnant, you know. I definitely want to give myself a break, especially since I'm young still. I'm only 23, so I'm still young and have plenty of time to want to kind of start my own family and stuff like that, you know. It was definitely a good experience, an experience that I wanted to experience, because this is something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, but I didn't meet the qualifications at the time that I did want to do this. So finally, you know, last year that I met the qualifications, I was able to start on this journey. And, you know, it's something that I will never forget, obviously, and something that I'm so grateful that I was able to do and blessed. So I'm like super excited about that. But I'm like, maybe in the near future, when, you know, I feel like I have all my family together, and, you know, I only have one kid as of now. She just turned 4 August 28th. So I'm like, you know, I would like to have kids, like more kids of my own before finishing. I want to finish completing my own family before I help, you know, someone complete theirs, you know, again. So, but I'm like, definitely after having this experience, I definitely know, I guess, more questions to ask my IPs and what to look for. And definitely one of the requirements for my next, you know, IP is definitely they have to, you know better English, because I would like to communicate with them as much as possible and have a closer relationship with my IPs, because that was like kind of like, you know, one of the main factors that I really wanted, especially because if anyone had followed me in the beginning of this journey, I did start it as an independent surrogate, you know, without having an agency. So with those IPs, I felt like literally she called me every single day and checked on me, checked on my daughter. You know, we were able to communicate a lot. So it was just definitely a different vibe when I went into the agency, and it wasn't like that. And then having IPs I did not know, you know, they know, like I said, they know English, but not to an extent of them, you know, understanding on how to responding back to me sometimes, where they'll need help from their coordinator on their end to figure out what I'm saying, you know. So I'm just like, you know, definitely I know what to ask and what to say now for my next experience, because I definitely will need someone who knows English like perfectly, so I can have that type of relationship that I want. Like I said, I'm not expecting them to, you know, message me every single day like how the other couple did. You know, it was nice, but I'm not expecting that from them. So, but I am expecting a little bit more communication. Like if I send you an ultrasound picture, I expect you to be like, oh, okay, like, or if I send you updates on your child with any type of appointments, I expect a response. And like I said, like during this whole journey, they probably messaged me 3 times out of the 9 months, and I felt like that was kind of weird in a sense. When I'm holding their child, I would expect them to want to know like how these appointments are going, for them to be like, oh, send me every picture for the ultrasound. Like after a while, I just kind of stopped sending those pictures because it's like I was talking to myself anyways. Like I'm not sure if I don't know. But other than that, I'm like, my agency, I love my agency, my coordinators. They're awesome. I feel like they're helpful. They're quick on, responding to any questions that I do have during this journey, or, stuff like that. So it is a little bit different. I wasn't expecting there were certain things that we're supposed to do with the agency, but since the whole COVID-19 thing happened, a lot of stuff that, my agency did have planned for the girls that was in the group, they weren't able to do, just due to the fact, I guess like my agency every year, they do like a trip for the girls where they rent out a house or rent out a hotel or whatever, and everybody comes together as surrogates and we eat, we do gifts exchange and just have a good time. So they do that, once every calendar year for the girls that are in contract and stuff like that. So with it being this whole COVID-19 thing, I wasn't able to really be part of that. They are going to do, recently, a couple weeks ago, she talked about doing a virtual retreat in a sense. So, I am going to be part of that, which I'm still excited about because, I was kind of bummed out because that was something I was really looking forward to, meeting other surrogates, because it's not like it's kind of rare, to bump into someone who's a surrogate. So it was going to be nice to be able to be with other girls who are also surrogates as well, and just talk about our experience and everything like that. So I felt like that was going to be pretty fun. But they're gonna be having one in October, so I'm not gonna be pregnant obviously by then, but I'm still gonna be in contract for 3 months after I give birth. So I'm still qualified to go to the retreat or be part of the retreat. So I'm super stoked about that. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with talking about everything. Like I said, the agency is awesome with, so far I had a good experience. Not like this is my first time being a surrogate, so I can't really compare like, oh, I was with this agency and they did this way and they did this way. So, but other than that, with my agency, I feel like I've had a good experience. It's nice to know that being with an agency, knowing that, you have insurance, everything's going to be covered and you don't have to sweat or worry about anything. And, everything that I have going on, I can go through with them. So, but, I'm not knocking the independent way, but as you see with me doing it that way, it was just, some bumps in the road, with my IPs wanting to change a lot of things last minute during the contract phase, which it was like something we didn't do. I started the journey with them in January. If I can recall, maybe in March or the end of February or my birthday, like the end of February, we started to do contracts and stuff. And, it was a really quick journey, with getting everything done. So it's just like, it's something that we talked about, like, before we even matched in a sense, we talked about, the requirements. So it kind of just was, like I said, a big thrown off when they try to switch everything in the contract phase. Like, oh, now we want to do this. And now since my lawyer is saying this, we want to change this. Since, like, it's just like confusing for me, because I know agencies will not do that. Whatever the agencies put out for you, that's what's going on. It's not going to be, oh, by the way, we're going to change this now that, so I just was thrown off by that, because I'm just like, okay, if you're changing things during the contract phase, what else would you might change, after, I'm already pregnant now or something. Like, it just kind of didn't sit right with me, even though they were really nice and good people. Same time, I'm just like, it just also didn't sit right with me with them. Because if I would have changed something with them, saying, oh, now you need to pay me more, do this, they probably would have felt some type of way too. So, but like I said, this is gonna be the end of the video, as I said, like what, 3 minutes ago. But if you're not following me already, subscribe, like this video. I'm gonna be posting another video probably on the 14th or the 15th. Like I said, I go back to my doctor's appointment on the 14th, so I'll be, you know, keeping you guys posted with that. If I haven't had the baby already, like I said, after she checked me, she figured, like, you know, the baby was super low and that she didn't really feel like I'll be going to my due date. Like I said, the 14th is kind of close to my due date. I'm due on the 16th, so we'll see. But like I said, I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll stay in touch with you guys. All right.